What's up, guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're gonna break down what makes a good offer in your cold email outreach. And we will go through the four pillars that you see below here, and then we're gonna break it down one by one and why it matters when it comes to your offer and why most cold email offers fail in 2026 and why you need to optimize this if you want to succeed with cold email. So first of all, we have case studies. This is one of the strongest form of proof that you can have. So that means no fluffy testimonial, no vague praises, not great working with you guys. Actually prove that you help someone get measurable results. And strong case studies usually include who the client was, what the problem they had, what you did, and what results you got. And measurable before and after. Mostly, it's really good to do that with a video testimonial than just getting an email. The more video you have, the better proof you have because people buy from other people. And so film your testimonials and your case studies to make sure that you will have the best possible proof. Of course, screenshots of campaigns is also good. It's not like that, but if you have video testimonials, then it will be the best pillar to use for your case studies. So then we need social presence and market credibility. In 2026, buyers are skeptical by default. So if they get your email and cannot find evidence that you are real, credible, and active in the market, you instantly create fiction because they cannot see you. So you don't have any activity on LinkedIn, you don't have any websites, you don't have nothing social. They cannot find you on LinkedIn, as I said, they cannot find you on Instagram, they cannot find you on Facebook, not on Twitter, nowhere. That's really not a good thing because that, as I said, makes them skeptical and that is not a good proof from your business. So it's really important to be social in terms of posting on social media, be present online, get your face out there, show who you are, what you're doing. And even though you don't have any case studies yet, it's still good to put yourself out there and building your brand so people know who you are and what you stand for. And that can include like LinkedIn content, YouTube content, like I'm doing here. It could be like podcast, it could be founder content creation, and that also includes all the other socials. It could also just be reels on LinkedIn, posting carousels on LinkedIn, Instagram, anything like that. And that's really good. So the point is to have online presence and build a strong brand for yourself, as I said. Really good tier as well. And then we're going to have a specific claim in our offer. That could be, for example, we help B2B agencies book 15 to 30 qualified calls per month. A better claim is we help B2B agencies with 5 to 30 employees generated 15 to 30 qualified sales calls per month without relying on referrals. That is a lot better because you also have a guarantee, which we're going to take on in the next pillar. But it's just really important that you have a specific claim and not just throwing something out there. So it could either be helping them get more sales calls. So as I mentioned in another video, is that we can only do three things for B2B companies. So we can help them make more money, we can help them save money, and we can help them save time. That's the only thing. In our agency, we really just focus on making these people more money because that's where we see the best results for us. So that could be booking more sales calls, adding more cash to the business per month, some monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue. It could also be an amount of clients. So that could be, for example, we help marketing agencies get 3 to 5 new clients per month by targeting prospects already in need of your service. It could also be we help marketing agencies add $49,000 every 79 days by targeting prospects already in need of marketing services. Again, specific claim. And then if you want us to take the risk out, which we're going to do in the next section here, but then it will be even better in terms of claim. So if you don't have any case studies, it's really important to have a risk reversal or a guarantee. That's the same thing because it takes off the pressure from the prospects and it's a low entry point for them as well, low friction point. So what you see here, it could be money back guarantee. I'm not the biggest fan of that. So for example, if you don't generate you 10 meetings in the next 40 days, you will get your money back. I'm not a huge fan of that because it puts a lot of stress on you as a person. Of course, you want to perform for the client, so it's not that I'm saying that you should not perform, but it's just a really big stress factor. What I would do instead is do pay on result. So that could, for example, be if you're doing, depending on how you're structuring your offer, if you do like a setup fee or a monthly retainer, then do the setup fee and then say you pay half first, and then once we have generated you 10 meetings, you can pay the other half, because then you still have money to set up the system, the stuff that you're doing. That works a lot better in my opinion, because then you still get some skin in the game from the client, which it's not a lot, but it still helps. So they also have skin in the game, which gonna help them also be invested into the project. So performance-based pricing, as I said, pilot offer, milestone-based engagement, partial guarantee, free trial, test project, something like that could also work. And when I cold email in particular, I'll do performance basis, pay on results, never do money back guarantee. It's just not work for me. Of course, if you have worked in the same industry and have like 30 plus case studies in the same industry, then of course you can do money back guarantee because you know what you're doing. But if I'm doing starting out, I would never do that because it's going to put, as I said, a lot of stress on you. So that's the four things that you need to consider when it comes to what makes a good offer. So in terms of offer quality breakdown, so we have three different ways to go about this. So a bad offer is one client for every 20,000 to 100,000 emails that you send. So this is the kind of offer that forces you to rely on luck, volume, and false hope. You might occasionally close someone, but it's inconsistent, frustrating, and capital efficient. So in most cases, this happens when the offer is vague, unproven, and risky for the buyer, and it's hard to believe. So here you don't have maybe any of these up here. So you don't have case studies, which is normal when you start up. No one has case studies. You don't have any social presence. You don't have a specific claim because you don't really know what you're doing. So it could probably be that you're saying, hey, we can help you set up cold email, and that's going to give you another 10 meetings per month. And they're going to be like, what the fuck is cold email? Or we have like this system that does X, Y, and Z. That's not good. And then you probably don't have a guarantee. So then you need a lot more volume to make money, and so that's why it's a really bad offer. So average offer, you will get one client for every 5,000 to 20,000 emails sent, and this is normally where a lot of people sit. So the offer is really not terrible, but it's not compelling enough to make the market move quickly. So you may still get meetings and you may still close some clients, but the sales cycle is probably a little bit longer, and you have some more objectives, and you are having a hard time scaling the actual offer. So you can definitely do it better. So you might have some social presence and maybe a specific claim. You can get that better if you add in a risk reversal or some case studies. But again, you need clients to do case studies. And so case studies will be the hardest one to get, especially as I said, if you're starting out, you just need to get those 1 to 5 clients, get them some good results, and then build case studies after that. So a great offer is one client for every 1,000 to 5,000 emails sent. And this is where cold emails start to feel a lot easier. So your reply rate probably go up. You have positive comments on your post. Your calls feels a lot smoother, so you know actually what you're doing, and your sales resistance drops. Also, when you get on more calls, you get better at sales calls and be more confident. And this is not because your copy is magical or what you're doing is something has changed, but because the market can clearly see what you do, why it matters, and why they should trust you, and why it feels safe for them to say yes. And that's where we're going to utilize these up here. Just going to move myself a little bit here to the left. So they probably see some results that you have generated for other inside of the same niche. You probably have social presence. So, of course, have a website, always important. Do LinkedIn, maybe do Instagram, and then you're pretty good to go. YouTube is, of course, also a really good one to do. Then you have a specific claim, so you know who you're targeting. So it's not like very broad. So you have like one niche you're focusing on. But for example, in the marketing space, you can have a lot of different ways to go about marketing. So content creation agencies, LinkedIn outreach agencies, paid ads agencies, UGC agencies, you name it. So in the beginning, you're probably just going to go broad with that. And after that, you will dive a lot deeper into who you're actually working with. Once you have worked with a specific amount of clients inside of the same niche, you know, okay, you can actually see I deliver the best results for SEO agencies for that matter, or UGC agencies. And then you specifically focus on that and maybe a specific area of the world. So you know, like you're an expert in this, sorry, expert in this specific industry in this specific country. And that's a really good one to go with. And then you probably have a guarantee as well to back up what you're doing, especially if you also have the case studies, then you're both backing up with you can actually just try this out. you'll get the five first meetings for free, something like that. And then you have some case studies to show that what you're doing is actually working for other people. But if the offer is weak, cold email just exposes the weakness faster. Then you probably see like no replies, no one is interested in what you're offering. And that probably comes down to you not either targeting the right people or having the right kind of offer to the right niche. So those things doesn't align, and you need to make that better. So if the offer is strong, cold email becomes one of the fastest and cheapest way to scale. So you probably know, if you're running a business, that doing paid ads, relying on stuff that you have to pay for, is really, really expensive, especially ads. But cold email is probably the lowest entry of outbound that you can do besides cold calling, for example. So just picking up your phone, calling businesses, or if you live in your local area, then walk up to a business owner in the shop and be like, hey, I can help you with X, Y, and Z. That's probably going to be cheaper, but it's not as scalable because you're wasting a lot of time. Whereas with emails, you just set them up, they run in the background once you've built up the infrastructure. So it's really cheap and it's really good once it works. So why most offers and cold email campaigns fail? So most weak offers fail because they're missing one or more of these. So they have no real proof, no specific result, too much risk on the buyer, which means that you don't have any case studies, you don't have a guarantee, you don't have anything to back up your claim, and you probably not targeting your messaging in the way that they know what you can actually help them with. It's too generic, so you're probably saying the same thing that everyone else, and you have a weak positioning, no credibility, again, no case studies, maybe no social presence, which helps you a lot. And then it's hard to understand quickly what you're offering. So your emails is probably too long. You don't go straight to the point. You're just wasting a bunch of time trying to explain what you do and what you can help them with and how your system works, but not as much as, I understand your problem. This is how I can fix your problem. This is how I fix this problem for other businesses. That will be a lot more specific and more tangible for the prospects to actually trust you and know what you're doing, even though you probably haven't done it before for a specific client. Not because I'm saying that you need to lie in your cold emails. Of course, don't do that, because then you're just going to end up with bad reviews and customers that are not happy because you're claiming that you can do something without you actually doing it. And don't make something crazy in terms of the claim. So we can book you 100 meetings in the next 30 days or you don't pay, because in reality, that's not going to work. So don't overdo it. Keep it simple. That's just really important. But people are keep chasing niches, domain scripts, VAs, and will never fix the real issue, which is the actual offer. And they are trying to scale something that the market does not find compelling enough. And again, that comes down to your offer. So you will never get results with cold email if your niche and offer doesn't align. You can have the best possible offer in the whole world, but if you're targeting the wrong people with that specific offer, then it's not going to work. And you can have the worst possible offer, but targeting the right people, and then again, it's not going to work. So it's just really important that you're figuring out, okay, this is my niche. This is the niche I'm going to focus on. What are they struggling with, and how can I actually speak the language of these people and let them know I actually know what they're struggling with, and then I can actually fix that issue for them. And I only care about helping them. I don't care about myself, because they just need to understand there you are actually here to help them. That's so important when it comes to cold email and any specific service-based business that you have, is that you understand your audience and your prospects, so they know that you know them and you are just here to help them, and you're not just here to brag about yourself and your own business. That's so important. The final take of this video is just having less than two of the four core offer value rules is extremely inefficient. So not just for cold email, but for almost any marketing channel. And again, if we go up here, so case study, social presence, specific claim, risk reversal. The more of these you have, the easier it is to scale your offer. So if you have all of these four, then you are going to scale your business really, really quickly, because you have proof that prospects can see, okay, this guy actually knows what he's doing. You are building a brand for yourself so they can see you are out there and you are not afraid to expose yourself and tell who you are. And then people buy from people that they trust. So if you have a specific story, let's say you are a single father or a single mother and you want to start this, talk about that on your social media. I know that can be overwhelming and you're probably a little bit afraid to do it, but when someone else can can relate to your story and who you are as a person, then the more likelihood of them buying from you will be a lot higher than if they're buying from someone else that they cannot relate to, because that's not gonna happen. That's just for fact. Then you have a specific claim. So you actually know this is my niche, this is my market, and this is who I'm going after. That's again so important. And then you have a guarantee slash risk reversal. So they know that if you don't deliver these results, then they're gonna either get their money back or you're gonna work for free until you get them that specific results. That's gonna be like a no-brainer offer for them, and that's gonna be really scalable for you as well. So as I said, for almost any marketing channel, no channel can consistently save a weak offer. We talked about that before. So it's so important to have your offer and niche align. And if you refuse to improve your offer, every new tactic becomes more expensive way to learn the same lesson. And that is fix your offer and get to know your niche. So before you obsess over the copy, domains, lead sources, sending tool, AI personalization, volume, ask yourself. This is a really, really, really important question. Is this offer actually strong enough to deserve attention, or would I be interested myself? So what I always like to think about when I'm doing cold email, when I'm writing the actual email, would I respond to it myself or not? So if I wouldn't respond, then we'll definitely do a new one, because if I wouldn't respond, then why would someone else respond? And like the reason I'm reaching out to marketing agencies for that matter is because I had a marketing agencies myself. So I know exactly what are they struggling with, and I can put myself in their shoes and be like, okay, hey man, I actually know what you're struggling with. This is how I can help you fix that problem. Because I've been in your shoes and know exactly what it is. So it's just so important to ask yourself these questions when doing cold email, because AI personalization not gonna fix your copywriting for something. Your volume doesn't change if you're still doing the same offer. Switching over to another sending tool, doing another lead scraper. Of course, if you have bad leads, please find a new lead scraper so you can actually get leads that are verified. So important, but we will have dive into that in other videos and we'll do in future videos as well. But it's not going to fix the main issue. So again, the offer, niche, alignment of those two is going to be the most important thing when it comes to scaling your offer and your cold emails. But yeah, guys, that was what I had to say about a good offer. Again, if you have any questions, please shoot them down below in the comments. Not of that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.